Welcome to the Drew Yari Show.
You. Oh man, I love that song. That's that nifty little song that you guys hear every time you tune into the show. Was done by a very good friend of mine, Anthony Vatikalos. I hope I'm saying his name right. Yeah, Anthony Vatikalos. You can find him on Instagram under the name Earthgrown. Yeah, there you go, Earthgrown, GROAN. Yeah, I just randomly messaged him and just asked him, hey man, is it possible you can maybe make an intro from my show? And without question, he went along with it. He actually made me an outro, which is pretty cool. Paid him for it, which I would have done that regardless. So thanks, Anthony, if you're listening. If you guys need like music, for like a show or CD or whatever, he's the guy I look for. I'll even post like his Instagram, his information in case you want to get a hold of him. I just did a show for ISIS, or not that ISIS, for Devin, who's been on the show for like almost a month. His YouTube channel, EIS, they have a YouTube channel. They have a podcast. I just did that podcast. It's pretty fun. I did it with his friend Brad. They sent me the file to download so I can put on my channel for you guys to listen to. I listened to it. All I hear is me and my friend Devin. I don't hear Brad at all. It's like what happened with me and Devin, where I had him on for almost 2 hours, and all you can hear is me. It's kind of like that, but I don't know what happened. It was a pretty good show, and I was gonna put it on for you guys to listen to, and I have no idea what happened. I have no idea what happened on Brad's end. I'm not, and this is me like shitting on Brad. I don't know him that well. I just met him. I don't know. I have no idea what happened. Honestly, I don't. I don't know. Next week, hopefully, and fingers crossed, me and Devin are going to be on. Or also, we might have our friend Thomas on. Might. It's a big might. If he doesn't come on, then it's just going to be me and Devin, which is no big deal. Devin's always fun to have on. So yeah, as far as this show, WrestleMania is coming up this week, this coming weekend. And as anyone who knows me, I'm a huge wrestling mark. Love wrestling, been a wrestling fan for over 20 years. Not as big as it used to be. I'll point that out. I still watch it. I'm a loyal fan. I haven't stopped watching. WrestleMania is just like, it's like the Super Bowl. Even if you're not a huge fan, even if you're not a fan of it, or even a huge fan of it anymore, you still watch it because it's Mania. It's WrestleMania. Come on, you can't not watch WrestleMania. So as far as this show goes, I was always planning on doing a WrestleMania, prediction show. For the longest time, I've been wanting to do just a wrestling show. I mean, let me kind of retract that. This show in general is supposed to be about just the kind of shit I like, which is wrestling being one of them. Lately we've been doing a lot of shows talking about Marvel, and I love it. When I had my friend Jesus on, we talk about real shit, and I love that. I've been wanting to do an episode where it's just about wrestling, and it's it's weird because I don't really have a lot of friends who like wrestling. So it'd be nice. It'd be awesome if I can find a guest host, just to shoot the shit with and have a wrestling show with. But until then, I don't know. Let's just get this out of the way. Tonight I'll be doing a prediction show about WrestleMania 34, as well as NXT Takeover, which that card looks fucking awesome, by the way. As far as like wrestling goes, you won't really be hearing me talk about New Japan or Ring of Honor that much because I don't really pay attention to it that much. I did watch their what is it? Their recent show. What is it? Their Strong Style Evolve. That was in Long Beach not too long ago. That was actually pretty good. I was able to watch it because I finally have AXS channel because I just got Sling. I canceled Spectrum Cable and I have Sling, so I'm able to watch the New Japan stuff, which I'm pretty happy about. So I can see what else is going on out there. Yeah, but as far as wrestling goes, it'll mostly just be WWE, NXT. If there's any outside news that'll come up, I'll bring it up. But don't be too discouraged if you're not hearing me talk about your favorites from New Japan or Ring of Honor or Zack Sabre Jr. for example. Oh, God. Just a long story short, I follow a wrestling page on Facebook where you can make random posts and just see who replies. I just made a post about Zack Sabre Jr. because I've only seen that guy wrestle 3 times. And he's a good wrestler and all. He's a good technician, if you will. But I don't get the hype. I don't get why people think he's the best thing in the world. I just said he's boring. I'm sorry, but he's boring to watch. The match he had on New Japan, I noticed something weird about him. It's just whenever he kicks people, it seems like he looks like an Alzheimer's patient when he's kicking someone because he's kicking people at 2 miles per hour. And it doesn't even look like it hurts. And I know wrestling's supposed to be fake and everything, but it's just you're supposed to make that shit look real. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of his. I just put I think he's boring as shit. And of course, I got people oh, you don't understand, technical wrestling. You must like WWE. I'm I like all kinds of wrestling. I just think he's boring. So, that made me kind of learn my lesson, which, don't argue with wrestling fans because, it's going to go nowhere because most wrestling fans they lack something called, sense or making sense. I'm a wrestling fan, but I'm not heavily invested in it where I have to defend a guy that I don't know. Because for example, I like AJ Styles, but I'm not gonna go apeshit if someone says AJ Styles sucks. So I don't know. Yeah, all right. Well, we got that out of the way. This Sunday for WrestleMania, I got Sunday off. I usually get WrestleMania Sundays off. Because it's WrestleMania. It's a big thing. As far as the Hall of Fame goes, I'm not going to watch the Hall of Fame. I'll probably skip it. It's probably the most least interesting Hall of Fame in a while. I mean, you look at the card. Goldberg is headlining, and I like Goldberg. I was a huge Goldberg fan growing up, and I was happy when he came back. But I don't know how that's going to go. I don't see Goldberg as a guy talking for more than maybe 5 or 8 minutes. Which is usually how long his matches last. Anyway. And then there's the Dudleys, which, that'll be interesting to watch. Ivory, which I don't know who decided to put her in. I mean, she's known as someone who talks a lot, but who else is in? Jeff Jarrett, which a lot of people are shitting on him being in the Hall of Fame. I honestly didn't think it was that big of a deal that they're in. But I honestly don't think it's a big of a deal that he's in. I can see why he's in from a business standpoint because they want to get some of that TNA library so they can use for guys like the Hardys and AJ Styles and shit. But Jeff Jarrett was not a big time wrestler. He was kind of bland. He was just a guy who hit people over the head with a guitar and pretended he was Ric Flair, and that's about it. Who else is in? Hillbilly Jim. I can't really speak too much on him because I don't really know a lot about him. That was way before my time. I mean, from what I heard, he's a nice guy. But, Mark Henry's in, well deserved. Mark Henry, been in the business for over almost 20 years. Became a world champion, won the big gold belt, but he never won the actual WWE championship. Probably he really should have, by the way. Especially that feud with Cena in 2013 when he had that promo, that Big Swerve promo. Oh my god, how do you not give him the title based on that, promo? Come on. And then you have the celebrity Hall of Fame, which is Kid Rock, which I hate Kid Rock so much. The guy is not credible. He's not real. He likes to portray this image that he's a trailer trash white boy, but he's really a rich kid. And then the whole thing with him and Trump and blah blah blah. It's like, but you can see why he's in it, because he's lent his music to WWE for a long time. He's, Undertaker had it. He's lent his music to, what is it? I think 2 WrestleManias. Actually, you know what? The WrestleManias in New Orleans this year has the same music that it did from the WrestleMania in New Orleans in 2014. So they're using the same song. And then for other pay-per-views, but I think as far as the Hall of Fame goes, I'm not really going to watch it. I mean, I work that night, I get out late, but I'm not going to be clamoring to watch it. I will be clamoring to watch NXT. I will be watching that. I am not going to miss beginning to end. As a matter of fact, let's go through the card real quick. First match on the card, Andrade Cien. I'm reading this from Wikipedia. NXT Takeover New Orleans. NXT Takeover New Orleans in the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana, April 7th, 2018. The theme song to it is It Follows and Lord of Flies by Cane Hill. I have no idea who that is. First match on the card is Andrade Cien Almas with Zelina Vega versus Aleister Black for the NXT Championship. Andrade is the NXT champion. You kind of have to give it to Aleister. I mean, come on. Unless they're planning on putting him on the main roster, but I mean, they should probably wait till like maybe SummerSlam to do that. Aleister Black, he's one of my favorites to watch in NXT. I think he's a huge star. He was a huge star even before he came in, and the moment he did come in NXT, he already got this raucous, ovation. He has a fucking cool ass theme song. I mean, because most guys, Baron Corbin, will Baron Corbin will have this image of, oh, I'm a tough guy, I'm a rocker. It's like, you listen to Avenged Sevenfold. I mean, I kind of like Avenged Sevenfold, but Avenged Sevenfold does not represent a tough guy, badass rocker. Aleister Black fits the mold of the new metal, dark metal, thrash metal rocker guy. That theme song is fucking awesome, even though they play the same loop over and over again. I think that theme song is probably one of the best ones in the company. Almas, he showed me something at the last Takeover with Johnny Gargano, which I think deserves a match of the year, recognition. That match was just on fire. I mean, granted, Gargano carried him to the match, but it helps that Almas has the talent. I mean, I don't see why Black doesn't win this. I mean, put Almas on the main roster. Unless they want to have Aleister go to the main roster already, which I would say wait till maybe, Takeover, SummerSlam. But, obviously, I'm going with Black on this. This match should be, it should be a good match. Maybe not match of the year, but a good match. Yeah, that's my choice, Black. Aleister Black. Next match, Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. Ember Moon is the champion. These two wrestled at NXT TakeOver in Philadelphia. I didn't like that match because I just didn't really care for it. It wasn't bad. I didn't like the ending. Baszler's obviously going to win it. Baszler is going to win this. This is the week of ex MMA chicks, because you got Shayna on this card, and then you got Ronda Rousey on the WrestleMania card. So Shayna's going to win this. They want Ember Moon on the main roster because, she's probably the best, wrestler on NXT, the best female wrestler on NXT. So, and they're already putting a bunch of female wrestlers on the NXT roster already. So And you could use some more female talent because they're putting the iconic duo or the icons or what the fuck they're called, the two fake lesbians on the main roster. So I don't see why Ember Moon can't go in. Shayna Baszler is going to win this. There's no doubt about this. This is going to be the show where a lot of people are going to finish up their time here and go to the main roster. Like I said, I think Almas is going to the main roster, and it's pretty obvious Shayna Baszler is going to the main roster. So yeah, Shayna Baszler is going to win this. Probably won't be a good match. It'll just be like a fight with just these two bitches just beating the fuck out of each other. Next match is a triple threat tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championships and the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Trophy. The Undisputed Era, Adam Cole replacing, what's his name? The fish guy. I don't remember his name. And Kyle O'Reilly, the Tag Team Champions, versus the Authors of Pain, versus Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne. I don't know too much about this feud to really talk about it because I don't really watch NXT too much. I just watch Takeover, so I'm just going off what I see, what I've heard. This is probably going to be a big night for the Undisputed Era because Adam Cole is going to be in the next match we're going to talk about. I see the Undisputed Era winning. Probably because they want to make that faction a thing, which I like Adam Cole. I think he's a good wrestler, but I don't know. The fact that they're trying to make him this tough shit, bad guy, but he's shorter than me, is just. And this isn't me trying to do the whole, "Oh, well, I'm taller than him, so I can beat his ass." No, he can beat my ass in 5 seconds. Anyone can. I don't know. It's just I like them. I don't hate them. I don't have a problem with them. But they're what it comes down to is that they're little guys. That's just the truth. They're little guys. They're little men. Authors are paying. They're coming to the main roster. There's really no doubt about that. They're probably going to put them in a feud with the Bludgeon Brothers on SmackDown, or the Burr. Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne. That's an odd combo. Roderick Strong. I don't see him being on the main roster. That's just my opinion. He's a very good wrestler. He's just very bland, and he has the personality of a dead dog. So I don't see him making the main roster. I mean, I could be wrong. They'll just put him on 205 Live more than likely, but yeah. And Pete Dunne, to me, is how am I gonna put this in a way that's not disrespectful? If he were 6'2", he'd be a lot more menacing. Or if he were like maybe 6'5", he'd 6'3", 6'4", he'd be a lot more menacing. He has a perfect heel face. He has that perfect heel look with that weird-looking hairdo. But he's like 5'6", so that just kind of takes me out. Like, not that I'm saying like it turns me off him. I think he's like a hell of a wrestler. He's actually one of my favorites to watch whenever he is on. But I don't know. I just think if he were maybe a foot taller, he'd be a lot more menacing. That's just my opinion. So as far as this match goes, I'm going to go with the Undisputed Era. This is going to be a big night for them, in my opinion. And like I said, Authors of Pain are going to the main roster, and Roderick Strong may or may not be going to the main roster, but if he was, he's just going to go 205 Live. Next match on the card, a ladder match for the inaugural NXT North American Championship. It will be Adam Cole versus the debuting EC3 versus Killian Dane versus Lars Sullivan versus the debuting Ricochet and versus Velveteen Dream. This is going to be a high spots match. I mean, you throw a ladder in there, it's kind of hard to avoid a high spots match. This is going to probably be a kind of a sloppy match because a ladder match with this many guys in it tends to be a little sloppy. I mean, granted, look at the talent in this match. They're going to make it, awesome to watch. But it's kind of hard to avoid, sloppiness in a ladder match, especially with this many people. Or even if it's not a ladder match, it's 6 people. There's going to be a little sloppiness to it. But other than that, I think the match is going to be good to watch. EC3, I'm interested in seeing him perform because I'll be honest, I never really watched him, and I don't watch Impact. I haven't watched Impact in ages, so I can't really remember a great EC3 match. The only thing I know about him is he has a great look, he has a great personality, and that's what they like. So I'm happy to see him here. I'm happy to see new guys, get a chance in NXT. Or let me rephrase that. I'm happy to see guys that were wasted in, Impact and come to NXT and kind of be rebranded. Samoa Joe, for example, he was wasted in Impact and he came over here and became a big star. Killian Dane, I've only seen him twice and he has impressed the shit out of me. I watched him in that, that Andre the Giant Battle Royal last year, and I thought he was fucking amazing. And then at NXT Takeover Houston, or War Games, he was fucking amazeballs, man. Like, that man has a future. He will be on the main roster. They will more than likely maybe put him in a feud against maybe someone like Braun Strowman or Bray Wyatt or something. But that dude can go. He has a career. His career is looking good. Lars Sullivan, I don't know too much about him. I just know he's a fucking beast. He looks like an old school carny wrestler. Like this young fella has not had a meal in over a week, and he is looking for meat. That's a bad impression, but from what I've seen from him, he's not a great wrestler, but he's just a guy that can go out there and beat the shit out of you, and that works with me. As long as you have a gimmick, if you have a gimmick that you can just explain in 5 seconds, then that works. If you have a gimmick that takes you more than 2 minutes to explain, then that doesn't work. So Lars Sullivan, his whole gimmick is I look like a freak, and I'm gonna go out there and beat the fucking piss out of you. Okay, it works for me. So Lars Sullivan, Ricochet, again, I don't know too much about him. I just know he's a flippy flip guy. People think he's, the best thing since sliced bread, but I don't know him too much. I know, over here in NXT, / WWE, they're going to make him kind of cut down on that flippiness. The guy has a good look to him. I'm not going to, shit on him, and, his girlfriend is, Tessa Blanchard, lucky guy. And then, this match will suit him perfectly. Velveteen Dream. This guy is impressive to watch. He, again, going back to gimmicks, his gimmick is simple. He's Prince. He's basically Prince. He's kind of like Prince, mixed with Goldust. Even though, granted, they're kind of the same character, but he has a gimmick and he also has a talent to back it up. He has a mean looking elbow drop. I gotta give him that. The elbow drop to me is kind of like with the super kick where it's being overused, but he makes it look legit. The match he had with Alistair at NXT War Games, I thought was the match of the year, in my opinion. Of that year, it was the match of the year. You had two guys who were complete opposites. One was dark, one was light, and they were able to pull it off. Velveteen Dream, I'm just waiting for him to do a sick elbow drop off that ladder onto a announce table. That's just me. As far as this match goes, I don't know. I see Adam Cole winning it. Like I said, Undisputed Era is going to have a big night tonight. Adam Cole's working double duty, which, hats off to him. So they're going to win, the tag team match, and Adam Cole's going to win this match. There's probably going to be some fuckery in it. I think it's going to come down to Adam Cole and EC3. EC3 is probably going to win, and then the rest of Undisputed. Bobby Fish, that's his name. Well, actually, Bobby Fish, he hurt his ankle, so he can't come out. But Kyle O'Reilly's going to come out and probably fuck with him, and then Adam Cole's going to win it. So That's that, and Adam Cole is my pick to win the NXT North American Championship. That they showed the belt. People are complaining about it. I don't see what the problem is. It actually looks pretty cool. It doesn't look like a giant fucking belt buckle like the world titles do on the main roster. So I don't see what people are bitching about. It looks pretty cool. It's kind of a throwback to the old titles back in the day. So I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I don't see what everyone else is making a big fuss about it. Alright, main event, which this will be the main event. It has to be the main event. Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa in an unsanctioned match. If Gargano wins, he will be reinstated to NXT. If Ciampa wins, Gargano will be banned from NXT forever. I am fucking hyped for this match. I don't think I've ever been hyped for a match in a long time. Because Gargano's match with Almas at NXT Philadelphia, to me, it's already, in the match of the year category because the match was good, but just the emotion surrounding it. Because Gargano, I think, fits the mold of a sympathetic babyface. He was out there busting his ass, had all the type of elements that you wanted, and the fact that his actual real life wife, Candice LeRae, got involved and beat the shit out of Zelina Vega, and not just like, oh, I'm gonna slap you. No, like she literally said, I'm gonna take your ass outside and beat the fuck out of you, bitch. But you gotta put your fucking hands on my man. Like she legit beat the shit out of him. So, and then you got Tommaso Ciampa, who's just perfect asshole heel because these two were best friends, and he turned his back on him for no fucking reason. So. And, he came out after the match when the people were, cheering the shit out of Gargano, and they were probably crying, and I got a little choked up, I'm not gonna lie. And Tommaso Ciampa just hit him over the back with his crutch. And that whole place just booed him mercilessly. And from what I've seen on, the clips from NXT is, they're building this match up to where, it's like, they're going outside of the company, like Gargano is showing up at Tommaso Ciampa's house saying, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Or chasing him in a parking lot. This is perfect. This is perfect. This is a perfect story of, two guys used to be best friends. They were both likable. And then the other guy turned his back on, Gargano's obviously the more popular one. I love Johnny Gargano. The guy seems like a good dude. He seemed like the type of dude you can meet in real life and have a conversation with him about anything. He's a nerd. He's a big nerd like me, too. He loves comic books. He loves superheroes. So I think me and him will get along. And Tommaso Ciampa just, again, he looks and he fits that mold of, I'm a fucking asshole and I hate everybody. Fuck Johnny Gargano. I would literally run over him in my car. Oh, man. This match is going to be huge. It's going to be big. I don't see why they couldn't add blood into this match. They better. Oh man, fucking PG. I see Ciampa winning it because, as they said, if Ciampa wins, Gargano will be banned from NXT forever. They didn't say anything about him being banned from WWE forever. So, he will show up on the main roster. I think he's better suited to be on SmackDown. SmackDown needs some good guys over there. Could he be a top guy? That remains to be seen. As shocking as it sounds, not everybody watches NXT, me being one of them, but, I know names. So, I think he can be up there with, Daniel Bryan. Or, you know what, better yet, put him in a tag team with Daniel Bryan. That'd be interesting to watch. I think Tommaso Ciampa will win this. I think he will... I mean, I can't say he'll be dirty because it's an unsanctioned match. You can do whatever the hell you want. So he's going to beat the shit out of Gargano. So I see Ciampa winning it. And the whole crowd crying because Gargano has to, he has to leave NXT. And then the very next night on SmackDown, he shows up. So yeah, those are my predictions for NXT TakeOver New Orleans. So let's move on to the main roster. WrestleMania 34. April 8th, 2018, from the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. Theme songs are Celebrate by Kid Rock, Let the Good Times Roll by Freddie King, and New Orleans by Kid Rock. A lot of Kid Rock. A lot of Kid Rock going on. The first match on... Actually, let's go through the pre-show matches. The first match on the pre-show is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I honestly don't care about this match. I mean, I get why they have it on, because you want to get all the guys on the show. You want to be able to give them that WrestleMania payday. I mean, I get that, but I don't know. If I had to pick someone, I would say maybe Matt Hardy, but they're probably going to choose some jobber, because last year they chose Mojo Rawley for whatever reason, and then ever since then he's just been a complete bag of nothing. So, I mean, that's my pick, Matt Hardy, so he can, next match on the card, the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. It used to be called the Mae Young Battle Royal, but they changed it, because of obvious reasons. This match, it's going to come down to Bayley and Sasha, which I don't get why they're wasted in this match. That needs to be on the main card. But then I figured, they think that they had too many matches. So, I don't know what to say about all that, but I guess Bayley will win it. But again, I don't get why these two are being wasted in this match. Especially for the fact that they're building up their feud only to be put in this match. So they're obviously going to be in the pay-per-view. They're obviously going to have a match in the pay-per-view after Mania. So, we'll see. Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali in the finals for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. This match should be on the main roster. I mean, granted, you know what? I get why it's on the pre-show, because not a lot of people are going to want to see these two on the actual show. You want the big matches, so I get it. But I can see why. I think this is going to go on last in the pre-show. The two Battle Royals are going to go on first. Which, you know what? I don't think that's going to happen. I think one of the Battle Royals is going to go on first, and then this match is going to be second, and then the other Battle Royal is going to be the last one. And if I had to guess, it'd be the women's one, since, female empowerment. Yay! As far as this match goes, I think it's going to be really good to watch. I like Cedric Alexander. I've been a fan of his since I saw him in that match against Kota Ibushi in the Cruiserweight Classic. That match was epic, especially, at the end when they're saying sign him. And then Triple H comes out, steal that thunder. I'm going to sign you, Cedric. Yeah. It's a bad Triple H impression. Oh, man, if I had to... Who's going to win this? You got to give it to Cedric. I mean, he's worked his ass off. He deserves it. He deserves it. Mustafa Ali, I like him. I think both of these guys are talented. It's kind of hard to choose, but I'm going with Cedric, who will be the new Cruiserweight Champion. Alright, let's go to the main roster. Let's start with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. If Owens and Zayn win, they will be hired to SmackDown. I guess Shane McMahon is ready to fight. I mean, if any, I think this match is going to be short, because I would imagine having surgery, you would have to be out for a certain amount of time. But I guess, I don't know, one or two things are going to happen. One is they're going to take out Shane in the back, and then Daniel Bryan's going to have to find a partner. And it has to be someone big, maybe like a Jericho. Two, Shane McMahon ends up, having to work the match, but he only works for maybe a minute. And then Daniel Bryan does all the heavy lifting. I mean, the point of this match is that Daniel Bryan is back in a wrestling ring, which I'm happy that he's back. I like Daniel Bryan. Whatever procedure that he did, that H-Bot therapy, hopefully it worked. I'm going to be watching this match, though, maybe cringing a little bit, because I don't want to see him get hurt again. I don't want to see him get kicked in the head, pretty fucking hard. But, Kevin Owens, I don't see him working stiff against Daniel Bryan. I don't see Sami Zayn doing that either. So I would assume this match would be short, maybe like 7, 8, 10 minutes. And someone has to turn heel. I think from the looks of it, Shane McMahon's going to turn heel. That's what someone was talking about. It wouldn't make sense because there's already too many McMahons that are heels. I mean, because you already have Stephanie who's a heel. You already have Triple H as a heel. You have Vince as a heel. Why would you have Shane as a heel? Shane's too likable to be a heel. He's too much of a nice guy in person to be a heel. You need to make Daniel Bryan a heel, because that would fucking work. I know the whole thing is, kids like him and they think he's amazing. But, it's all about that, merchandise money. But that needs to be a thing. Daniel Bryan is a heel, in a faction with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That would be fucking awesome to watch. But from what I heard, Jeff Jarrett is apparently going to be the SmackDown General Manager. So if that works, that means Shane McMahon will turn heel against Daniel Bryan, screwing him, and then firing him on that day or on SmackDown and introducing Jeff Jarrett as the new manager. And then move Daniel Bryan to Raw. That has to work. Raw needs stars. I mean, Daniel Bryan, I would prefer him on SmackDown. But, that's pretty much how they'll do it. Next match is a mixed tag team match. Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. They have been building... This is probably one of the few matches that they've actually given, proper build-up to, and it's probably going to be horrible to watch because Ronda Rousey is just bad. She is BAD bad. She cannot cut a promo to save her life. Especially the what happened on Monday when Stephanie McMahon threw her through a table. She did not sell it. She was just given this look like a little kid makes when you don't give him his favorite toy. So I'm not going to this match with high expectations. It's just a gimmick match. I mean, it'll be interesting to see Kurt wrestle, but from what I've seen from Kurt lately, he can't really move around the ring like he used to. And I'd rather not see Triple H wrestle on my television anymore. Because he's in good shape, but he looks like he's 80 million years old. He looks like he just came out of his cave and discovered fire. And the fact that they're trying to make Stephanie McMahon look tough against an actual MMA fighter is just... I don't know what kind of crack they're smoking, but I kind of want some of it. This match, Ronda and Kurt are going to win. They kind of have to. It's kind of going back to what I said in NXT with Shayna Baszler. This is going to be the week of NXT chicks. It's going to be the week of NXT chicks and Asian people. So Ronda's going to win. Ronda's going to beat the shit out of Stephanie, hopefully. Because Stephanie, for whatever reason, she likes to fuck with everyone else, but she never likes to get her own comeuppance. So there's that. Next match, triple threat tag team match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Usos versus the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. This will probably be a sloppy match. It'll be interesting to watch. It'll be probably a fun match. I heard that they were going to make it TLC, but that didn't happen. I wouldn't see why you wouldn't make it a TLC match. But, oh well, what do I know? The Usos and the New Day, didn't that feud end, last year? Because it was supposed to end, twice last year, and then it didn't. And, not that I hate it. I think these two obviously have amazing chemistry, and they put out great matches. But if you're gonna say, "Oh, this is the last match that these two will ever have," but yet you're continuing the feud, then what the fuck? And then you add, the Bludgeon Brothers with their foam hammers that they probably bought from Target. I mean, I got nothing against Luke Gallows. I think not Luke Gallows. I forgot his fucking name. Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. I think Luke Harper is legit. He looks like a legit guy. So is Rowan. But this... What? The Bludgeon Brothers? And you're gonna give them foam hammers that they don't actually hit people with? I mean, here's the gimmick. Just make them guys that just go out there and beat the shit out of people. There you go. You don't have to give them a gimmick. Just have them go out there just like regular tough dudes and just beat the fuck out of people. They're probably going to win because they want to make them a thing, which, I mean, I won't hate it, but they just... The Bludgeon Brothers. Anyways, next match, the Raw Tag Team Championships. Cesaro and Sheamus versus Braun Strowman and To Be Determined. There is so much speculation on who Braun's partner is going to be. The talk that was going on for a while is that it was going to be Rey Mysterio, which apparently was going to be a one and done, which is going to be like a one and done appearance, which I don't see what the point of that was. And now speculation is coming out that it's going to be the Big Show, because the Big Show apparently signed a multi-year contract with the WWE, and states that he will not retire anytime soon. So that pretty much means he's coming back. I don't see why he wouldn't, because Braun threw him through a cage. So they're going to do the whole thing about how Big Show respects Braun now. So they're going to, the giant tag teams. Which, they like their giant tag teams. Another thing I just realized. This is going to be the night of giant tag teams. Or, you know what, it'd be a better idea if you just have Braun just win the tag team titles on his own. Just have him go out there and be like, I'm a tag team. All by myself. I'm two guys in one. I can take these two out. Get these hands. That would be just fine with me. That would make a lot more sense. That would make Braun look like even more of a badass. But they've already established that they want Braun to be a big goofy guy. They want to put tag teams together. And they just keep giving Big Show, more tag titles and more partners. So I think it's going to be the Big Show, and they're probably going to win. Not probably, they will win. Next match, Charlotte versus Asuka for the Women's Championship on SmackDown. This will, I think, be match of the night. In my opinion, I don't see why this won't be a bad match. Because you got Charlotte Flair, who Charlotte is without a doubt the best woman in the company. And you got Asuka, who's, a badass. The winner of the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. It's kind of hard to see what's going to happen in this match because it's obviously going to give it to Asuka. Because, like I said, it's going to be the Night of Asians. But I have a sneaking suspicion that they want Charlotte to end that streak. Because I'm not Asuka's biggest fan. I don't hate her. I think she's extremely talented. I just don't like how she's been booked. Because you build her up in NXT as almost like the Goldberg of the women's division in NXT. You bring her up to the main roster, and she's having competitive matches against Emma and Alicia Fox. So, what the fuck is up with that? She should be killing bitches. This won't be a squash match. There's no doubt about it. No. It's the Empress versus the Queen. That's all you have to say about this match. It's going to be very competitive. If I had to guess, I would say maybe 15, 18 minutes long. Maybe even 20 minutes. Give these girls 20 minutes. I have no problem with that. Charlotte's going to go out there and just bust her ass like she usually does. Asuka is going to go out there and just kick the shit out of Charlotte. At the end of the day, it wouldn't surprise me if Charlotte won because, it's Charlotte. But Asuka's going to win it. They wouldn't just give her that first ever Women's Battle Royal without wanting her to win. Asuka's going to win it. This is going to be a great match. I'm actually looking forward to this match. Next match is Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship. This match should not go over more than 3 minutes. I'll be surprised if it was 5 minutes. Because as much as I love Alexa Bliss, and I love me some Alexa Bliss, a 5-foot little elf with a huge ass going up against a giant Samoan bitch who wants to kill her because Alexa Bliss was constantly making fat jokes about her in vignettes with Mickie James. Nia Jax is going to beat the shit out of Alexa Bliss. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this is how the match went. Alexa Bliss tries to play possum. She tries to hide from Nia. Nia finally catches her, beats the shit out of her, beats the shit out of Mickey James, because she's obviously gonna interfere somehow. She's gonna beat the fucking shit out of her. She's gonna crush her. She's not even gonna bother pinning her. She's just gonna leave her there. Or actually, you know what? This is what's gonna happen. She's gonna beat the shit out of her. The ref's gonna try and stop Nia, and then she's gonna get disqualified. And then that's when you hear FABULOUS with Carmella cashing in her Money in the Bank, which I see that happening from a mile away. So, as much as I would love to see Nia Jax as the women's champion, I don't know. That's how I see the match going. I wouldn't be disappointed if Nia just went out there and beat the shit out of Bliss in like 3-4 minutes and won the women's championship. But I think that's how it's going to go. She's going to beat the shit out of her either way. Anyways, next match. A fatal forward match for the United States Championship. Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal versus Rusev. This is probably where I'm just going to do some schoolwork and finish my perspectives for my American Novel class. I mean, they added Rusev for a reason, because the rumor is that he asked for his release because he's been unhappy about he's been treated on SmackDown, deserving so. This is a guy that they brought him in as a monster, and then he runs into that brick wall known as John Cena, and then he just kind of flounders after that, and he's put into a shit angle with Dolph Ziggler, where they're fighting over Lana and Summer Rae, which I don't understand why anyone would fight over Summer Rae. And he kind of gets some momentum back being United States champion again, and then he loses it. And then he gets put on SmackDown, and he starts this Rusev Day angle, which I fucking love. Him and Aiden English. I think they're amazing together. And then, like, almost instantaneously, his Rusev Day shirt becomes the hottest selling, shirt in the company. And then conveniently, he's taken off his SmackDown for weeks. Because we can't have him getting over because we didn't get him over. So I'm not opposed to him wanting to leave. I mean, if he leaves, he's just gonna go over somewhere. He's just gonna go somewhere else and get over. I don't want him to go to fucking Impact. I mean, granted, I haven't watched Impact, and from what people are saying, it's gotten a little bit better. Him going to Impact or him going to maybe Ring of Honor, and there's a clip of a Ring of Honor show saying Rusev Day, and Rusev acknowledged it and said, interesting. I think they're going to give Rusev the title just because, they don't want him to leave, even though they're probably just going to treat him like shit again. So, because Randy Orton, I just think Randy Orton should just call it a day already. He obviously looks like he doesn't want to be there anymore. Bobby Roode, again, bland. Very, good look, good personality, good entrance, but just bland as fuck to watch. And then Jinder Mahal. So yeah, Rusev's going to win this match. There's no doubt about it. He's going to win this match. He better. It better not be fucking Jinder Mahal, or I will literally throw my shoe at the fucking television. The next match is The Miz versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship. Interesting match. I'm surprised this isn't a ladder match. If I had to guess, I would say maybe Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has been on a huge roll ever since he was in that Gauntlet match on Raw. Seth Rollins, he's organically got himself over with the crowd, and not by just using a gimmick or a catchphrase, but just being a guy who can go out there and bust his ass and wrestle. He's gotten the crowd on his side. He's got momentum on his side. He's not doing any more John, any more of that bullshit. No, he's going out there and he's busting his fucking ass. Finn Balor, he's been busting his ass too. He's been kind of playing up to the fact that, hey, I might not be the tallest guy, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to fight you. I don't care if you beat my ass, I'm going to fight you. Especially at the Elimination Chamber, he stood toe-to-toe with Braun, and Braun was like, bring it, little man. And Finn, to his credit, he stood up to him, fought him, and there you go. And he's one of the final four in the Royal Rumble. So, Um, I'd be fine with Seth Rollins or Finn Balor winning. As a matter of fact, I'd be fine with The Miz winning because I love The Miz. I've always been a Miz supporter. I never stopped being a Miz supporter. I mean, he's having a big week. He just had his kid, Monroe Sky. You know, a normal name, not fucking Frederica or Birdie Joe. The fuck, damn. Come on. It's one of those matches where it's kind of hard to choose because I like all three guys. I'm a huge fan of all three guys. Um, I think they're going to put on Seth, uh, just based off of his hard work alone. Finn Balor better use that demon gimmick because it's Mania. It's WrestleMania. There's no reason why you shouldn't use the demon gimmick. Anyways, next match: AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. I am a little worried about this match because I have a feeling they're going to give it less time. I mean, they shouldn't. This should be the main event, but it's not going to be. And we'll get to the main event in a bit. But AJ versus Nakamura, it'll be a great match, but it won't be as good as their Wrestle Kingdom match. And I watched that match. That match was actually really good. I know I just said I don't watch a lot of New Japan, but I watched that match, and it was really good. This is not going to top that. They're going to want them to take maybe less and less risks. So if I had to guess, this is going to be like maybe 15, 18 minutes. They're not going to let them go out there and wrestle for 30 minutes. And if they did, that'd be fucking amazeballs. But that's not going to happen. This match has actually not had really good build-up. I mean, Nakamura won the Royal Rumble. And ever since then, he's just been kind of like there. They didn't treat him like a guy who just won the Royal Rumble. They just treated him like a guy who was just there. And then, in recent weeks, they've been having, these two kind of trade off promos and not really interact too much until the last show of SmackDown before or WrestleMania. So, if I had to choose, I mean, I like it. I'm going with AJ Styles to win it. I love AJ Styles. I would want him to win because I like Nakamura too, but I prefer AJ. Nakamura, I think, is going to win because, again, this is going to be the night of Asians. So Nakamura is going to win, and we'll probably see how that title run lasts until SummerSlam. Because, again, this isn't being racist or anything, but the company wants a guy who can be champion they can actually put on the Today Show. They can, be in commercials. Be at that Walmart opening. And Nakamura, as talented as he is, there's that, that factor of he can't speak English that well. So I'm pulling for AJ to win, but I already know Nakamura's going to win. So, anyways, main events. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, the WWE Universal Championship. The stipulation was made on Raw. If Brock Lesnar loses, Paul Heyman stated that him and Brock Lesnar will no longer show up on Raw anymore. So that pretty much just tells you the ending of this match. This has not been a very good, this has been a kind of a poorly booked main event because A, nobody likes Roman Reigns, and B, people love Brock Lesnar. As much as we all hate on Brock for not showing up that much, that's the reason why we hate him, because he doesn't show up. Roman is here every week and we hate him. And we want to see more of Brock, and that's why we're pissed off at him. But the fact is, Brock can go out there and pull his dick out and piss all over the front row and people would still cheer him. Roman Reigns can save a cat from a tree and people would still boo him. So, I mean, obviously Roman's going to win this. If you think Brock Lesnar is going to win, you're on crack, and I want that crack. Brock is going to UFC. He's going back to UFC. He's done here. He has nothing else to prove. He has nobody else he wants to face. He's done. He's going back to UFC. Roman Reigns. I mean, it's good that they're giving it to a guy who's full time. But again, nobody likes Roman Reigns. I mean, I know there's a lot of Roman Reigns fans out there, but I'm sorry, he's just not. He's not very good. And I know people are going to say, well, he's had good matches with AJ Styles and Cesaro and John Cena and so. It's like, look who you just paired him up with. Of course he's going to have a good match against AJ Styles or Seth Rollins or Finn Balor, because those are guys that can actually work and carry dead weight. You put Roman Reigns in a match against Sheamus, look what's going to happen. You know? And I don't hate Roman Reigns. I mean, I've made it clear I don't hate him like everyone else does. I don't think he's like, you know, the Antichrist of professional wrestling. I'm just not a fan of his. I would prefer not to watch any of his matches, and to be quite fair, I don't even think I'm going to watch this match. I might even just do some homework during it. So yeah, those are my predictions for WrestleMania. You know, it's WrestleMania, I'm going to watch it. I'm not really looking forward to it all that much. I'm actually looking forward to NXT TakeOver a lot more. That's about it. And again, I'm not going to really watch the Hall of Fame. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to watch it at all. So, anyways, WrestleMania 34. That's my prediction show. I will try to do more prediction shows for the upcoming pay-per-views. Again, hopefully I can find, you know, co-hosts to do, you know, a lot of these wrestling episodes with. So the pay-per-view after WrestleMania, I believe, is Backlash. So I will do a Backlash prediction show, but that's not for another month. So, anyways, thank you guys for listening. My next show, again, hopefully it's next week. I'm doing one with Devin, and hopefully we're going to bring in our friend Thomas. And again, if that doesn't happen, then, you know, we'll still do the show. Infinity War is coming out in a couple weeks, which I'm fucking stoked for. Ugh, I want that already. I need that in my life. We're going on the 26th, the night before it comes out, and we're going to IMAX, so you gotta do it big. We were just talking about on the on the show that you'll never hear, that we might do something after Infinity War. Might even do an Infinity War review show, so that might be fun. Anyways, guys, thank y'all for listening, and take care.